Chapter 6 The Revolt of 1857. After the Battle of Plassey and Buxar, the British became a powerful political power in India. Gradually, they captured most of the Indian territories. The territories which were not under the direct control of the British had also acknowledged the British supremacy. By 1856, the British had captured almost the whole of India. During their direct and indirect rule over India between 1757 to 1856, the people of India suffered a lot. Almost all sections of Indian society were disappointed with the British policies. The rulers resisted the annexation of their territories. The noblemen were angered by the loss of their zamindaris. The peasants were angry due to exploitative system of revenue collection. The craftsmen hated the new economic policies, and the sepoys were unhappy due to unfair treatment of the British officers. All this disappointment and anger resulted in revolt called the Revolt of 1857. Causes of the revolt. Economic causes. The main cause of popular discontent was the British policy of economically exploiting India. This affected all sections of society. The peasants suffered due to high revenue demand and the strict policy of its collection. The British took away a large part of his produce. Most often, the peasant and his family starved. The rapid inflow of machine-made goods from Britain to India posed a sudden and unfair competition before the Indian artisans and craftsmen. Machine-made goods were cheaper to produce, but the Indian craftsmen made goods by hand. These cost more than machine-made goods. Thus, machine-made goods from Britain were imported into India without any duty being levied on them. People preferred to buy these goods as they were much cheaper. So, the traditional handicraft industry of India was ruined. The old ruling classes were displaced by the British. Due to the withdrawal of royal patronage, people who earned a living by following religious and cultural professions like priests, poets, and musicians lost their source of livelihood. Political causes. The annexation of Indian territories by the British had made many ruling classes upset. The last Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar, was one of them. The strict enforcement of the policy of the doctrine of lapse turned Rani Lakshmi Bai against the British. She led the revolt in Jhansi. Awadh. The annexation of Awadh was greatly resented since the Nawabs of Awadh had always been loyal to the British. The annexation was seen as an act of betrayal and backstabbing by the British. Social causes. The involvement of the British in social causes became another reason of displeasure in Indian societies. The British passed laws banning sati and legalizing widow remarriage. Women were encouraged to take up Western education. Some sections of Indian society, however, looked at these measures with suspicion. They interpreted them as examples of interference in the country's social customs. Religious causes. There was a fear among the people that the company wanted to convert all Indians to Christianity. As many natives converted to Christianity, these conversions were taken as proof of this fear. Military causes. Indian soldiers or sepoys formed the bulk of the company's army in India. As they were a part of society, they too suffered the consequences of oppressive British rule. The annexation of Awadh angered them greatly. Besides, they had other grievances. The sepoys were paid much less than the British soldiers. All high posts in the army were reserved for the British. The sepoys were not allowed to wear caste and religious marks. An act was passed that required the new recruits to travel overseas if needed. The Hindu sepoys resented this, as according to a popular belief, travel across the sea led to loss of caste. The Foreign Service Allowance or bhatta, which the sepoys got when they were sent to fight outside the country, was discontinued. Greased cartridges incident. A new rifle had been introduced in the army at this time. It was called the Enfield rifle or the Enfield Pritchett rifle, as Enfield, which is in England, was the place where it was manufactured, and Pritchett was the person who had designed its bullet. The cartridges of this rifle were covered with a greased paper wrapper. The sepoy had to bite off the greased wrapper before loading the cartridge, which consisted of gunpowder and an iron ball, into the rifle. News spread that the grease was made from the fat of cows and pigs. Hindus consider the cow sacred. They neither kill it nor do they eat beef. Muslims consider the pig dirty and do not eat pork. Hence, sepoys of both communities were enraged at such disrespect shown for their religious sentiments. They felt that it was an attempt to make them outcast. Beginning of the revolt. Mangal Pandey was the first soldier who openly revolted against the British on the issue of using the new cartridges. He was a sepoy in the 5th Company of the 34th Native Infantry Regiment, stationed at Barrackpore. On 29th March 1857, he fired at his British commander and asked the other sepoys to join him to end the rule of the company. He was, however, soon arrested and hanged on 8th April. The hanging of Mangal Pandey caused great unrest in army camps across India. On 24th April, 85 sepoys of the 3rd Bengal Light Cavalry, stationed at Meerut, refused to use the cartridges. On 9th May, they were publicly humiliated, dismissed from service and jailed. This sparked off a mutiny among the sepoys at Meerut. On 10th May, these soldiers raised the banner of revolt. They killed the British officers, released the imprisoned sepoys, seized arms and ammunition, and set fire to British properties. The sepoys then set off for Delhi. After travelling all night, they reached Delhi to the next morning. Here, the sepoys belonging to the regiments stationed at Delhi joined them. The sepoys then took control of Delhi. They declared Bahadur Shah Zafar as the Emperor of India and their leader. Spread of the revolt. The fire of revolt rapidly spread to other places in North and Central India. It was particularly strong in Kanpur, Lucknow, Jhansi, Bareilly, Gwalior, Faizabad and Arrah.